Well, the shutdown is creating some concerns for travelers at airports, with some workers like air traffic controllers and TSA agents working now without pay. And we are just days away from the MEA break. Ian Russell joins us now live with more. Ian?
Yeah, Rena, things are pretty busy here at MSP, and it's really only going to get busier as we head a little bit closer to that actual MEA break. And of course, travelers are really going to have to think about what that government shutdown will look like and how it will impact their plans. It's a really big thing to consider, as tens of thousands of people are expected to head through the security checkpoints over the coming days. There are airports across the country that are busier than MSP, but most don't have a weekend quite like this one.
You got a regular ticket? We know there could be problems. We're ready for them.
With just days to go until the MEA break,
we're going to Seattle.
Just get away from the grandkids, even though we don't want to, but you gotta give yourself a break.
Robert and Sandra Berquist knew things would be busy, but they certainly didn't plan for this.
We didn't realize that there was going to be a government shutdown.
At airports nationwide, TSA and air traffic controllers are working for no pay, a result of the government shutdown. It's another layer for travelers to potentially navigate, but one the Metropolitan Airports Commission says they're ready for.
We're fortunate that we have not had any reports of any major impacts at MSP.
Jeff Lee with the MAC says travel will really ramp up Wednesday and Thursday, busy days that rival Thanksgiving travel.
Peak on Thursday with 52,000 plus going through the checkpoint.
He also says they're working with their federal partners to make sure things go smoothly.
It's not something that we can do their job for them, but certainly we are aware, and we continue to ask what they need of us to help them however this folds out.
Democratic lawmakers and union members held a press conference this afternoon at MSP, pointing to Republicans as the reason for the shutdown.
If we have TSA agents not able to come to work because they need to support their families and do something else during this time, you're going to see longer delays.
In a statement, the Minnesota GOP chair called that press conference political theater, saying, quote, "Minnesotans deserve leaders who will tackle real problems, not politicians staging photo ops and peddling fear." Another layer in an already busy week as travelers wonder what happens next.
Yeah, the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. People are going to get burnt out, the controllers, everybody. So it's going to get worse if something doesn't change. Now, I'm not going to tell you to pack your patience because that's a cliche and I don't like that. But what I will tell you, and I will pass along from Jeff Lee from the MAC, is some good advice here, which is that their recommendation for 2 hours before domestic flights and 3 before international flights, he says it's going to be really important with so many people heading to MSP over the coming days. Rena.
All right. Thank you, Ian.